Okay, hopefully my audio is better today. I have a new microphone already, but when I checked it earlier, it had some small background noises, and while the audio should be better nowadays, it's still some noise from my laptop when I'm recording this that goes through. So we'll see. I mean, it's good enough. I'm fine with the stream being a bit haphazard and not as thought out as it could be. Just since it's better to just do it than to worry about all the small details. Just stream and paint is my idea right now. Okay, so today this is a lemon, and that's one of life's mysteries, ain't it? Why do we paint fruit? Everyone that's an artist, everyone that paints things or draws things. And I think it's two reasons. One, it can't run away. So there's that. It's much harder painting animals and people since they move. So why not just paint some fruit? The second one is people working with art don't make much money. I mean, there's a reason there's this starving artist phenomenon, however true it is. So my theory is that all the artists are so hungry, they just have to paint food at all times. Jokes aside, I was thinking I'd try to render this fruit in 3 different mediums today and just test it out and talk while doing it about what I'm thinking and what you can do if you're doing this yourself. As the one before, this is not supposed to be a guide how to do things. It's more of an open forum and just my ideas and how I think about art and what I think about when I paint specifically. So it's to challenge me and hopefully challenge the whoever's watching. By the way, my other video, the one I did before, actually got like 14 views, which is very surprising because I used the worst equipment possible and just threw it together. So I'm very happy about that actually. Even if you just click past. Yes, I hope this is not too close to my microphone. I'm really worried about my new microphone. I hope I don't get paint on it or anything like that. Okay, so I have this lemon here, that's the subject. I have decent lighting. There's still a shadow on my paper, but I don't have enough light boxes yet. I have one up there and one behind me, but I really need a light coming from this area to make like a soft light. I'll work on it. But first, I'll just take this pen. What's this? Doesn't say. Doesn't say the hardness on that one. Okay, let's find another one. This is a 2B. That's too hard, I feel like. Let's see if I have a graphite pen that's somewhat soft. Another 2B. I mean, 2B is fine, I guess. I wanted to try to render this in graphite first. Here's a 3B. 2B. 3B. Okay, let's use a 3B. Just a regular graphite pen. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this number here. Here. And is it focusing? The higher the number, the harder, the softer the graphite in the pen is. So I'm just gonna sharpen it. There we go. Okay, so I'll just, when I sketch, I try to be as loose as possible. I don't wanna have too many marks on the paper. The graphite tip, I sharpened it too much. I don't want to leave too many marks on the paper, so I try to hold the pen very loose and relaxed. Okay, so let's look at this lemon. I have a different angle than you guys have. You will see it from the top, but I will try to sketch it from the side. Just a loose shape, I think, to begin with. 1, I'm actually doing 3, so 2, and then 3. Something like that. Okay. Let's see. It has a somewhat flat side here. A little bit like that. Then it goes up a little bit like that. And in a very, like almost completely round shape. Like this. Okay. And then it has a bump here. And a bump here too. And then it actually goes quite sharply inwards. And another super round shape here. Try to do it in one go. Try to not do small and choppy movements. Just try as wide movements as possible. This line goes down here. And then it has like a thing it grows from. I don't know the English words for plant parts, but it has this like where the stem, they have like leaves that come out of them, right? Somewhere. Okay, I think that's somewhat close to the one that's right there. Let's do it again. So it has a more flat side here, going up into a very round shape. Like that. It's actually more like this. And then here it goes out a little bit. And then straight. And then it goes around again. And over here it has that protrusion or whatever. Good stuff. Okay, I have one more down here. Just gonna render real quick. Let's see, it has the flat side here. Like that. And then it goes around. Bam. Okay, they're all slightly different, but that's fine. Now, this one I will do with pencil, this one I will do with watercolor, and this one I will try to draw with some oil pastels. So it's gonna be an experiment and see pretty much how well I can render them with the different mediums. It has quite a noticeable drop shadow that goes from over here like that, pretty much. Like this. So I'm gonna add that to all of them. About that. Then let's see, where is it the brightest? It has a bright spot here, like almost white, and over here, slightly smaller. So I draw them in. I could do that on this one too. Something like that. And goes there. And there. This. Then it goes about this. And this. I think this one is not the same as these ones, but it's fine. It's just an example anyways. Then it is a little bit brighter here. So I'm just gonna mark that on that protrusion thing. It's also kind of bright out here. Okay, that's the highlights I want to keep. Then it does have a shadow that goes up here and then down again there, and on this side over there, and then over here again, like that. And then it pretty much just envelops the bottom of it. And then it has a bit of reflective light on the bottom of it, like right here. So it should be brighter on the bottom there. Let's see if I can just quickly copy something similar to this one's. Like that. More across this one, I think, like that. I know you can't see this bottom one as well, but I'll try to change the paper a bit change the position of the paper afterwards. Okay, let's just put in some of this shadow here with this pen. There's no shadow here. And this shadow goes here too. It actually has a little bit of bright on here as well, so I'll save some and then I'll just keep rendering this shadow that's pretty much equal value all around the lemon. Let's now try to make an even looser or softer shadow on top here. And try to get it even. This paper is not the best for graphite paintings, by the way. This is my acrylic paper. So I probably should not have used it, but hey, who cares? Okay, let's see. This shadow up top is pretty dark, so I'm gonna work a bit more on it. Just softly try to add in a stronger value back here. I don't know if you can see, but my paper is very like lumpy, so you can actually see the what's it called, the white spots on the where I draw. Like where I try to darken the rendering, the image. I'm trying to leave some white here under this for that reflective light that comes up from below. And then I try to even out this mid-tone and this highlight a little bit here. Like that. And then this part is actually pretty dark also. If you wanna, you can smear it with your finger if you wanna even it out, and technically you should be able to use one of these as well. It's just, I think it's paper. It's one of these paper tubes that you can use to make this mix the tones a little bit. So let's do that and just I rarely use graphite, so this is just me experimenting, but I know that technically this is the tool for the job. I think I actually never used one before, and this works really well, I feel like. I still want to leave some hard lines somewhere, I think, so I'll try to be careful and not overuse this like smearing tool or whatever it's called. I don't know the name of these things. It's just a cool little thing. Yeah, I'm putting on some extra pressure here just so I can adjust this lower value. Okay, that actually looks somewhat decent. This should be a little bit darker, I feel like. I will now add even more darkness. I feel like my values are not strong enough down here, so I'll add more graphite just straight on like this. To create this very strong breakup between light and dark. And I think I'll leave it, but smear the edge a little bit here. Something like that, maybe. And this darker shadow is not as dark. No, sorry. The shadow of the object is seldom darker than the shadow on the object. It's very close though. I feel like when I look at something, it in general has 5 to 6 levels of shadow darkness, of level of shadow, and the drop shadow I feel is always one level brighter than the actual object shadow. That's just my opinion though, but that means I will not waste too much time on this drop shadow. I will just try to render it evenly and not darker than the shadow on the object itself. Oh, I'm sorry, is this actually shaking the camera? Maybe. I haven't looked in the on my laptop while doing this. I hope it's not shaking the image too much, because this is actually a lot of scratching. Darn it. It will have to be a little bit darker still. So I'm adding some more graphite. I really hope this just combination of doing new things and trying them out with my own thought process added to the whole thing is helpful for anyone. A lot of people are too afraid of creating things and doing art, and I feel that if people can see that I'm comfortable just trying things and showing how I do them, that maybe they'll like feel creative enough to produce their own things and and their own paintings. Okay. Now I'm gonna add some what's it called? It's called it's you know, the shell of the the lemon, the peel. I'm gonna try to add a little bit of texture to the peel where I can see it, just to give it that illusion of having that texture. I don't know. I'll add it. I use small movements, and I try to do very sporadic little dots and loops, so that you can see that it's the peel. And I will just blend it a little bit, not all of it though. I want to keep that detail, that slight detail I got from doing that. I still want to have some of them out there, but like this. Am I happy with it? This needs to be actually a little bit brighter, I think. So let me just grab my kneading. How do you say that in English? Kneading eraser. It's one of these that you can just like shape. And I will shape it to I think a flat, like an orb, so I can just remove a little bit of this. And maybe a little bit from the top too. I'm gonna shape it to like to have an edge, a little bit of an edge, so I can just remove a little bit from up here also, where I was a bit overzealous with the coloring. Something like this. I start to feel that I'm pretty close to a finished state. Yeah. I'm gonna remove a little bit here again. Something like that. I think, I don't know. I think that looks a bit like lemon. A bit more darkness down here to even out the values, I think, though. Because it is darker at the bottom than at the top. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Okay, it's just practice anyways. Let's put this away. Oh, by the way, I bought some new stuff. I bought these. It's some type of pencil holder that you can unscrew. and add a, well, maybe not this one, but you can add a pencil in here, a smaller one. And I was hoping I could use it with my coal stiff. What's it called? Like the coal, when you have coal like this, like a pencil, coal pencil, like a finger or something, a coal finger. I don't know. I was hoping I could use them. I bought two, one black, one silver. The silver one is larger, I think. And because now I have this when I use coal, which is my homemade paper coal shiv. And I don't think this is how, I don't know, this is silly. And I want something a bit more nice to use. Okay. I'm putting away the eraser again. Gonna grab something to drink. Okay, on to the next one. So in watercolor, you usually start with the brightest areas first. So I think I'll just take some water and add to this top here. And here, and here. Do I want to do the whole thing? No, I don't want to do the whole thing in yellow. I cleaned out two of my mixing trays thingies because they were so dirty. I couldn't mix new color, and I think I want to be specific when I make. Does this look dirty? I washed. I mean, the yellow is a little bit, it has a bit of green in it, but I should still have enough. No, it looks quite vibrant. I'll add a lot of water to dilute the yellow. There we go. I'll actually even just paint it like this with the dirty yellow water and see what I get. Okay, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's very soft. It's a very soft yellow that I'm using at this moment. I think I'll actually use that almost all over the thing. I would save some white in these big spots, but this is so diluted that I don't think it matters that much. Okay, there we go. Now for a bit stronger, I'll mix in a bit of this orange I have, just a little bit, for this tone here. Like this, like this. I'll try to add a little bit of drops like this to create this texture. Maybe it will work. Then I'll add an even stronger orange over here and over here. Don't fear when painting with watercolor. Never fear. Just do, and be prepared for the consequences, but don't be afraid to do things. Just gonna remove some pigment here. So I'm using a brush with only water on it, and I'm lifting up. some of the pigment and gathering it in this area instead. Okay. Now I should honestly wait for this to dry, because I will mess it up when I add some stuff. But first, this was, by the way, I did start with a cold, really bright neon yellow color, but when I added the orange, I took this orange, which is a warm orange instead. So most of this yellow is gonna be warm. That's very important because I wanted to contrast the cold blue I'm gonna use for the shadow. So that's one of those things that at least I read somewhere, that if you paint in warm colors, you should try to use cold colors as shadows, and vice versa. It complements the painting, and it makes it more cohesive. If you paint a painting in only cold colors, it could be interesting as a stylistical choice, but well, I mean, that's up to you. But that's what I've heard anyway, so I try to think of that when I paint. Okay, let's take some of this cold blue. Is this cold? I think this is... Yeah, this is a cold blue. Very nice cold blue, actually. And just put it there for preparation. Right, I haven't cleaned out my paint, as you see, and now I have this beautifully vibrant green in here that I'm just gonna lift and used for, there's a green dot on the lemon there. It's over the shadow actually, like that. And it's here a bit green. Whoops, that's too much. And that's about it. Yet again, I use too much color here, so I will get some paper. I'm afraid if I use the brush, it will actually not be precise enough. So I'm making like a paper little edge here that I can wipe it off with. Like that. And I will actually wipe off a little bit of this green, because it spread more than I thought. Like that. But that's watercolor for you, that's aquarelles. And what's cool is just how it does spread and how you can use it for your... I mean, it just looks cool sometimes, you know. Okay. Okay, it's almost dry. If this was a serious painting, I would give this another 10 minutes for the upper layer to dry out, and so I can apply. I want to apply a blue, and I don't want it to mix it too much, but I think I'm just gonna do it and live with it. I want this blue to be about as the same color as this in intensity, not in color, of course. So it should be as dark as... well, you'll see. So where should I add it? I should add it over there and under there. Okay. And just as earlier, never fear, don't fear. Keep the fear away. Large, bold movements. And add more. So now I'm gonna add more blue to the darkest areas. like that maybe. It is spreading a little bit too much, so I'm just gonna like carefully rein it in over there and over here. I'm actually gonna lift some more color from the middle here because I feel it should be brighter. There we go. This should be a little bit darker, so I'm adding more. Like that. I'm gonna try to adjust the amount here. Now when I've cleaned the brush, I'm gonna clean it in completely clear water now, and I'm just gonna try to add a little bit of water to soften this edge because I think it's too strong. It's okay if the color goes up a little bit, but I do think the contrast between the colors was just a bit too much, and then I'll just lift a little bit of color away from here too. Work with what you got. Now I'm looking at the values. I know this will be watered out a little bit. I think I'm having maybe a little bit too much blue, but I'm not sure. So I'm cleaning it. I'm cleaning the brush completely again, and I'm adding more of this orange yellow, like this really strong orange yellow, and trying to push it down as a mid-tone over here to really push it a little bit more towards yellow. I actually think this is pretty good now. Whoops. I think this is good. I think this is a nice lemon. I know it doesn't look like this lemon, but I'm not gonna blend a gray for the shadow when the cold blue complements the warm yellow much better. It's a bit more stylized choice. I don't think I can do it better than this at the moment, since I'm not a professional artist, but I will probably go back to it and add, maybe I'll do it after this one. Okay, let's go for this one now. Clean out the brush. And lay there and dry. Okay, so now so far I'm happier with this one, even though I do think it looks a bit weird with the colorization and the values. I think it's actually a bit too round. It's not as interesting of a subject since it's too perfectly round. But hey, that's your opinion. It's up for debate. This one, so far, I feel like I am not as well versed with graphite as I should. I think it's a bit too blotchy. Might actually go back to this one too with the eraser and try to lift some color from this top here. That's just my thoughts though. But let's check this one in. Check it out. Check it. I'm just having some water. I have this huge glass of water. Okay. Put that there. I got these on a sale a while back. It's pastels. It's crayons. In like a nice wooden box. I really like this box actually. And as you can see, I use them a lot. They're all full length because I barely have tried them out. But let's look into that. I will now take a chair I have to my side here and put the box on there. Okay. I do like to start with the brightest, just as I do with watercolor. I'm so used to it. Let's just push this one up here. I have some stuff. I have a small knife. I have some other stuff here. This is for knitting, I think. Knitting needles. I use them to scrape the watercolor with sometimes. I just tried. This is my palette knife for oil paint. I use this to scrape the surface to get the white paper to come out. Oh, this by the way is it's my favorite pen in the whole world. It's so nice to draw with. It's some sort of ink pen. It just has some Japanese on it. But if you want to try it, it's like, I don't know. It looks like this. And it's just really nice. I love it. Okay. So I'm just gonna put down some white crayon. I don't. It's so weird to use white, but okay. It's a little bit like flesh colored, I feel like, so I'm not gonna put down any more of that. I don't like how that looks. Let's take this yellow. This really, really light yellow and just add pigment around where the white is. As I said, I like working, downwards. I don't like, I mean, in oil paint and whatnot, you can just work from the, I switched to a even darker yellow. In oil paint, you can just start with the darkest colors first, and I have done that earlier. I can feel the whole table shake when I use these crayons, by the way. Something like that, maybe. Okay, let's go to this one. Now we're close to orange territory. And I'm gonna use this for the last. This is actually a bit more orange than I would have wanted. And now I'll have to think. I think I'll first take a little bit of green. It's like pea green. And add that green spot that's over here. And add the green that's on the tip of the lemon over here. I forgot to add the yellow for that part, so I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow immediately. I really hope I'm not shaking the table too much. There we go. Okay. Now let's, the same way I did with this one, I think I want to use a blue shadow. So I think I'm going for this. What does this say? Phthalo blue, azure blue, azure maybe, and not azure. And I'm just gonna add this all around. It's very dark. I'll actually add this as the shadow also, I think. I do really like these crayons though, they're very nice, and it's too bad that I'm not using the right paper for them. Okay, let's just take a bit more yellow and just fill out these areas that are left empty. And after that we'll see how things are looking. Okay, now I put down all the pigments I want to use, and I think it's looking kind of okay, but I haven't blended them, so I'm gonna just with my finger trying to smear this shadow. And this other blue, since I'm like that. I will take this even darker blue here, and I will add that for this edge. Let's see, it goes in here and then it goes out here. Like that. Just add some dark where I see it's needed. I'm dragging it out to the yellow a bit because I want it to be more diffuse. I don't know what it's called. I'm just mixing all the colors together now. Just trying to see what we need. Okay, that looks pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super happy about either of these. This one definitely needs more contrast. I'll think about it. Let's just go with even darker blue. Prussian. I use that in my watercolors. I think it's that one. Let's just try to spread it somewhat evenly. I'm just doing a crosshatch. Nothing spectacular. I think the camera is moving a lot. I really hope it isn't though. Well, you'll just have to deal with it, you know. I didn't force you to watch this. Rather, I probably should have paid someone to do it. Here we go. Bam, 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 bam. Adding more. Trying to add a bit more contrast to the dark areas. Add a little bit more here. I feel like I'll burn more of this orange over here. It feels like it's a bit too blue. I don't want to make too many mistakes, because as you see, the paint starts becoming a bit muddled. If you add too many different pigments on one thing, it's going to be too many pigments and it's gonna be a very muddy drawing. Adding a bit more regular yellow as a mid-tone, more mid-tones, like that, just carefully spreading it. Okay. Now I'm gonna focus on these highlights. I think this is, it's probably dark. Actually, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna take a little bit of pink. Don't hate. Just, I feel like there's like a slight pink undertone to some of these areas somehow. And I'm just gonna add it very, very carefully to a few select places. Let's see. It needs a bit more orange over here. A little bit more orange over here. Just a little bit. I will also add a little bit of like flesh color over here. Like that. And maybe up here at the top. Just a little bit. Just trying to work out what type of values are in this painting. This lower area definitely should be darker. Maybe I can take a brighter blue. We got this ultramarine. And just carefully add like that. Here a little bit. Just a little bit. And definitely more blue at the top. Like this. It mostly becomes green, so I will try to add a little bit of a brown to it also. Oops, that's very brown. We'll see. We'll see what comes from it. Like that. Now I will take this citrus and just add it as a highlight to this area. Like that maybe. Like that. And to, let's see, I do think this should be a little bit darker overall. Let's add a little bit more. Remember that if you use crayons that you need to get fixative to a fixative, like a spray to save the pigment on the paper. Okay, now for the last, I'm gonna do some highlights with this white. Just some like pretty sharp dots here with this white. It's especially here, because they go almost like a half circle here. Something like that. And something like over there. Okay, like that. I think that's good. That's pretty good. I feel it looks weird on the paper by itself, so I'll just take this very like mid-tony gray and just draw around it, to be honest, like to give it a context, a surface to be on. Because it's hard to define the edges. Otherwise, anyways. Okay. Maybe like that. Let's see, what finger can I use to smear this with? All of them are dirty. I'll use this, the one I have blue on, because blue doesn't matter if it gets added to this surface. Oh, sorry for the camera. Okay. I think that's decent. I'm gonna go and wash my hands. 1 second. Most of it got away. Okay, I'm actually gonna return to this for a bit. I feel like I need to just, I don't know, just remove a little bit of the gray. So I'm gonna take my eraser. I'm just gonna remove this whole. I know. Oh, he's ruining it. Yeah, I know, but it's cool, cause I think it was just applied a little bit unevenly. And I just want to have a decent tone, a shift of tonal shift. I don't know what it's called. I'm trying to add these little loop-de-loops and try to emulate how the what's it called? The fruit, the lemon. Thank you. How the lemon peel. Jesus Christ. How the peel has this like little dots and whatnot. So I'm not trying to overdo it though. Maybe something like that. That's probably good. Putting away the the what's it called? I'm getting tired. I've been to work today, so this is directly after work, and I feel my brain is starting to shut down. Eraser. Putting away this eraser again. And let's see. I think I am gonna add a bit more darkness to this one. Just a bit more though. You see how much nicer that shadow is when it actually has dried, you know? So much easier to paint on this dried surface. Like that. Add a little bit of even darker blue. Actually, a little bit of red. Can I make like a purplish blue? Oh, that's nice actually. Maybe a bit too dark. But I do want that somewhat dark contrast. It's hard to do water paintings too dark anyways. So I'll just let it be, I think. I can also sheet with my ink, the white ink. If you want to do highlights, I have saved highlights, but where's the one that I'm supposed to use for this? Yeah, I know, my these look horrible, all of them. Where is it? I can't find it in here. Where's the... It's a pen with like a metal tip. Is it here in this chaos somewhere? Hello? Oh, here it is. It is actually here. It's the only one I own, and it's pretty old. It's like 5 years now. And I've been abusing this to no end. Just look at how poorly cleaned it is. This poor boy. But I will steal some ink. And I will add a little bit of highlights here. I think it needs more... I think it needs more orange in it. If you look at the lemon right there. Oh, sorry. It's out of frame. If you look at this lemon here, it is much more orange, and I think I missed out on that initially. So, oops. I'm just washing the... I'm just cleaning off the ink pen. And I got some on the board. That's fine. Oh, is it broken? Nah. I'll fix that later. So this orange is very much more orange than the ones I have on. So let's just fix that more. We can just add a layer, like right this. And just like earlier, no fear, never fear. Just do, you know. I'm using my finger to even it a bit when I put it down, so it blends the two colors a bit better. Even a darker orange over here. Let's lift this, because it got too dark there, and let's lift this a little bit. Like that. Okay. That's cool. Let's maybe let's maybe do a background to it, just because I'm here anyways. Just putting down a bit of water. I just chose a color that's a bit neutral and not crazy strong, just something. Let's actually add some of this blue here, just a little bit, make it a bit more interesting. Maybe a bit too interesting, we'll see. Always go and do what you think might work, even if it doesn't. It's good practice. Okay, I think I'm done. It was a short practice anyways, just for fun. Same subject with 3 different techniques, just to keep the rust away and make me think. Yeah, and this is how it ended. Let's see, graphite, aquarelle, and pastels or whatever, crayons. Yeah. I will probably take this outside and spray some fixation spray on this lower one and the graphite one, just so they stay, so I can keep this and think about what I've done and learn. I think I need to practice more if I'm gonna be what's it called? when evaluating, right? Self-evaluating, I think I should actually practice a bit more pen, because I feel very unsure of the methods used this. This was fun, and I'm not super happy about it, but that's just aquarels. I did my best, and I think it actually went okay. I really love this pink that's forming here with this blue over here. I do like this shadow here. I just think I could have made a better decision when it comes to choosing the colors correctly, especially between the high and the mid tone. That's just me. It should maybe have been even darker down here also. This one, it's too round. It's much rounder than the other ones, and I should have seen that before I finished it. I should have taken in the edges a little bit. But this is the second time I ever that I use crayons, oil pastels. And I think it's a good result for how much or how little I've practiced with it. I really do think that's okay. So I'm gonna try to be happy about this, and you should as well. And hopefully I can bring something new to the table next time. So yet again, thanks the people that watched the last video, even though it was really bad quality. I hope that some people will watch this and get some inspiration or ideas from it. I'll definitely be back as soon as I can. So thank you and bye.